it's called moot green.
Explain.
So what I'm going to do here is
we don't want to do this, but we're going to.
Yes. I guess what I'm saying is we don't want to fill large areas with this. We're going to edge highlight. And I'm going to show you how to do this.
He's saying words I understand, but not together.
Yes. Edge and highlight.
I understand those two words.
So we're going to take some of this moot green. Like that.
Is that what it's called? Moot?
Moot green, yes.
Like an ant moot?
I don't know. And we're going to basically, let me find a good spot here. We're going to follow, like, in these folds here on his arm.
Gotcha.
We're just going to do a line. Wow. Wow, like this. See that? It just makes it pop. We're going to do a little pop on his shoulder, on his elbow. That's his elbow, not his shoulder.
So now, are you choosing a lighting source?
I am. And once we kind of add the wash, that'll change it too, right?
Yeah, it'll mute it.
Yeah, so there. Okay, so do that. Nice. So basically what you're going to do is you're just going to go through, in some areas there isn't, like there's one there, there's an edge there.
Where the fabric would catch light.
Yeah, where the fabric, but you could even do like a really thin one along here if you wanted to.
Gotcha.
Right? Just to give it that depth. So,
nice.
Now what we've done is we've added edge highlighting to a lot of the green here. And Todd did a wonderful job of adding those little edge highlights. Basically just following a lot of the folds in the armor, or rather the clothing, of McGill. Next, what we're going to do is we're actually going to apply some shades in that green area before we move on, because sometimes they flow out, so we want to be careful. What a shade is it's just a watered down pigment or paint. It comes like this, but it's very watery. You can hear it. And basically, it comes. You apply it right out of the pot with a different brush. Make sure you clean your brushes so you don't get gunk. Take good care of your brushes; they'll last a long time. So this is a glaze brush that I'm using here, and it just holds the paint a little bit different. And you're just gonna basically pool it, and sometimes you want to dilute this, but I would apply it straight from the pot. What you're gonna do is you're going to paint it over a large area and allow it just to settle into the recesses like this. Just gonna, and what it does is it really blends those colors together, and it creates natural shadows.
Nice. In
the fold. This is a bit of magic, kind of a bit of a magic step. And then...
Man, that's really bringing them to life.
It does.
Just the highlights and everything. Yeah, it's taking that base coat and taking it from being a mini to popping it out into life.
Yeah, so go ahead. So all the green areas, all you're doing is basically just brushing it over, and it'll work itself into the...
Yeah, for real.
It'll work itself into the recesses itself. Or on its own, I should say. See how it darkens it a little bit? And it just kind of dulls it and brings it together? Makes those edge highlights look a little more natural, right?
Yeah. Yeah, some of it's kind of counterintuitive in terms of like that lime green that went as a highlight. But man, it really brings the fabric to life.
Yeah.
It takes it from being, almost 2D cartoonish to all of a sudden this dude's actually wearing that clothing.
Yeah. And when it comes to miniature painting, you have to remember that you're not looking at miniatures like this. You're looking at on the table about a foot away all the time. And
under high definition cameras, I'll have you know.
Sometimes when painting miniatures, you need to remember that, even though they look great at an inch away, you're going to be viewing them at a foot to 2 feet away on the table all the time. And so it's a balance between, subtlety and what looks nice when you're painting it, but also being clear and legible from a distance. Nice. All right, good stuff. All right, and that's what it looks like with all of the shades applied. You can see that some of those really bright edges have kind of been subdued a little bit with that wash, and it's all starting to come together. Next step is we're actually going to paint the flesh, the face. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab Cadian flesh tone, the good old Cadians and their flesh tones. We're going to use that detail brush again, and what you're going to do, I'm going to let you do most of it. This is a tricky one, but what you're going to do is you're going to basically hit everything other than the deepest recesses. So almost entirely across his face, you're gonna.
And don't forget those cute elvish ears.
Those cute elvish ears, exactly. Let's see what I did on half of it. You can't really mess this up too much. Let's see what I did on half of it.
Oh, nice.
Right? All you're doing is you're just, and even if you get in the recess a little bit, it's okay because we are also doing a wash on this as well.
Nice.
We can already see the depth.
Yeah.
Right? So it's subtle, but
wow.
So throw that. Yeah, that makes a big difference, right?
What a pop.
This one you got to be really subtle. But again, we're gonna do a wash anyways, so it'll bring it.
I think your audience wants to see you paint this part.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking.
That's not the point of this tutorial, Todd. This is to get you doing this. All right, here we go. So
it's like if he can do it, then I can. I see where we're going on this.
Exactly. So basically, here you're doing the edges again. Just the edges like that. Here we go. Yeah, it's your turn. I got carried away.
Yeah, but dude, you totally have the better lighting over there.
That's the reason.
I'm like in Mordor over here.
By candlelight, I painted my character.
My day, we didn't have lighting. Yeah, dude, I totally feel like the ugly chick in the group. So I want to hit like an erased area, kind of like we did with the green. And I'll do his
anything that's
pollens as well here, the knees.
Yeah. Cool. And for the highlight of the dark leather bands and boots and such, we're going to use Tuscarora fur as a highlight.
And the base was the Rhinox.
And the base was the Rhinox, yeah.
What do you think, boss? Ooh, yeah.
Good.
Up here, eh?
Good, yep, get it all. That would be a perfect spot to use the edge.
Oh, I see, like that, eh?
Yep.
I'm so new in the ways of the Force.
You will learn, my young Padawan. Learn you will.
Looking good. And then what we're going to do is we're going to wash all the brown areas with the same wash. Alright, so this is what it looks like now that all the brown leather areas are highlighted. Again, it looks really intense now, but once we add that wash, it'll really dull them down.
Man, you really have to have faith in the process, right?
Yeah, you really do. By the end, it all comes together.
Yeah. I would never have thought, like, when I was laying down those base colors, I would never have thought the highlights that we're putting on, the colors, like that last one's almost like a pink, right?
Yep. Yep.
But even now that it's started to dry, it's already kind of subdued a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, we're going to use a Seraphim Sepia. for this wash. And this wash is going to go over all of the brown areas. It's like a brownish, kind of dirtyish wash. If I can have McGill for a sec. And we're basically just going to... Really hope you enjoyed part 2 of our tutorial. Make sure that you stay tuned for part 3 and that you like and that you comment on this video. We love to hear from you. We love your comments and your feedback. Love to answer questions. As well, make sure to subscribe to our channel for all future updates for both our tutorial and for our live stream. Check out a live stream at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday nights, every other Monday. And the weeks that we don't have live streams, we will be airing tutorial videos. Thanks so much. See you soon.